Yo, what's up with you guys? Welcome back to another video. It's Tubelane, and I hope you guys having a great day so far, man. And honestly, looking at this camera, my hair's starting to get long, bro. The next time I cut my hair, I'm gonna cut down the top. I think kind of a lot, cause it's a little too much for me at this point. But I'll be getting way too off topic. Today we're gonna make a little reaction video. I've seen this video before, or video like this, by Chris Basio actually. This one is the 2020 How to Make Six Figures as a Barber. And I thought it would be cool to react to it with you guys, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the exact same thing. The only reason I wanted to react to it was because I wanted to show you guys that, you know, any of you guys that are thinking about being barbers, maybe this is a little extra push to get you to where you're like, you know what, I'm gonna just do it, because that's what it was for me. When I first started cutting hair, I mean, I was doing it for fun, but you know, I was focused on going to college for something different. This definitely helped me realize that there was more. You know, barbering wasn't like how people think. People think when they hear barber, they don't think like of somebody who is like successful or, you know, something more. They don't actually understand that there's a lot. It really matters for the people that want to be. If you want to be, and for some reason you know people are making it seem like a barber isn't really big, or I said, at the end of the day, it's what you want to do. They're not going to be the ones paying your bills. They're not going to be the ones filling in that position. Don't let nobody take you off that course, man. If this is what you want to do, go for it, man. Strive to be great in what it is that you want to do, and you're going to see amazing results. And we're going to get into this video before I take too much of your guys' time. Yeah, and this video to me is important for two reasons. One is because it just shows you how much we can make. That's my goal for right now. You know what I mean? Like right now, I'm not even anywhere near there, bro. I'm not really making any money in barbering, but it's just because I just started. I'm still trying to build my clientele and get people in and out my chair, and like I'm starting to grow, but it's slow. You know what I mean? I'm not in a shop. I'm not in an environment where that's where people go to get a haircut. You know, right now it's just purely like me. You know, I'm reaching out, you know, getting people to come in, and then those people will start to help me get more people, and then it'll start to snowball until eventually I'm at where I want to be, right? I'm still in school, and so like I'm very limited on some of the things that I can be doing, but that's perfectly fine. Everybody goes through this. Yeah, so this is the reason for me to wanting to do it, because I'm going to react to this video twice. I'm going to do it now and then at the time that I'm in, and then I'm gonna react to this video again in the future once I've already made it. Once I've already made 100 six figures and more, and then I'm gonna do an in-depth video to kind of show you guys how to get more. Once you guys got into six figures, how to get more than that, and how to really expand your growth and all of that stuff. If any of you guys are interested in this, let me know, because it's only a matter of time. I know I'll get there, just a matter of when I will. Enough of that stuff. Let's get into this video that I was talking about. Let's go.
Thank you guys for checking out another one of my videos. So today we're going to be talking about something important.
I like Chris Basio, man. I watched a lot of him.
I want you to make six figures. So this is how to become a six-figure barber in 2021. Yeah. But before we get started on the video, I definitely want to break down why you want to make six figures. I feel like there's a bad connotation talking about money. You know, that's not the things that matter in life. But I got to tell you, man, when you make money and you don't have to worry about that, you can focus on the things that truly matter in life. It's much easier that way. One of the things I love to do is helping people. When I didn't have money and I could barely afford to buy my wife a gift for Christmas, we could barely afford to do anything. Like, we couldn't do vacations. If we took a vacation, we maxed out the credit card. That life really sucked, and it was really hard to focus on the things that mattered. During the holidays, one of the things that fulfill me the most is being able to give. Whether it's donating gifts to foster kids, whether it's being in a drive-through line and paying for the person before you, or just giving random gifts to people who might have had a moment with you in 2020, but you gotta have money in order to do those things. And if your purpose is your kids, building...
One thing I will tell you is that's true and is not true at the same time, man. You can help people regardless of no matter what situation you guys are in. You know what I mean? You can supplement something for something else. Like say you like to go, get a Starbucks every morning or twice a week, three times a week, whatever it is. You can be like, okay, this week I won't do that, and I'll buy somebody on the street a meal. Or you can do the opposite and just be like, okay, I saved a little bit of money. I have a little extra. Instead of going out to eat or do something nice, I'll use part of that to go help this person. You can do it regardless, man, whether you're making millions or you're making little, you can help. Obviously, you can help drastically if you have more to give, but the concept of giving is not because how much it is, but the fact that you are trying to help somebody. At least that's for me, man. So I try to help because that's important to me. I try to help regardless, man. So I like to start now, no amount of money is gonna make me be like, okay, now I'm gonna give. I'm gonna give now, and I'm gonna give out throughout my life and my career, man. So that's true, but in a sense,
to do it. Most people don't have a savings problem, they have an income problem. Let's break this down. The way I want to get this started is your conventional way of retiring. A lot of people stray away from barbering, or they talk badly about the profession because they don't think you can retire, there's no benefits to it. But I gotta tell you, there are. We're gonna break this down, and I'm gonna show you guys kind of what retirement looks like, so that we use it as a motivating factor for why we have to make six figures, and then I'll tell you guys how to make six figures. Let's get started.
I like his intro, by the way, but we're gonna skip it.
Retirement planning calculator from Edward Jones. And so what I did here was I said the current age is 25. We are going to invest for 30 years because that's what most people plan on. We're going to get a crazy rate of return of 10%. And then what we're going to do is we're going to save $500 a month, which is $6 grand. So $1.1 million is what you would have saved if you save $500 a month for the next 30 years, getting a 10% rate of return. That really sucks. And I know a lot of you guys are going to say, yo, 1.1 million, that's amazing. I mean, if you retire at 55 and all you have is 1.1 million and you spend 50,000 a year, that's gonna dry up pretty quick. So let's say I want to spend 100 grand. It's only gonna last you 10 years. You're probably gonna live past 65. So what most people do is they live on the interest of this money. They put their money into dividend stocks or other investment vehicles that are less risky, because now you're talking about preserving income, preserving capital. When you were getting that 10%, you were doing more so growth stocks, had more risk, but that's because you wanted more growth, more rate of returns. But there's more risk. Well, usually people say, 3% is the rate of return you're probably gonna get when you're retired. Let's be aggressive, we'll do 4%. So you got $1.1 million and you're making 4% on that money once you're retired. You're living on $44,000 a year. That really sucks. That's so that you don't get into this capital. But you could do 50 and most of this is going to still be around in 30 years, right? So let's say you're living off of 50. To me, that really sucks to live your whole life, to invest what's a lot of money. $500 a month for a lot of people is a lot of money. And to do this for 30 years,
but I know some people that got about $1 million. They're making a cool honey piece.
What I suggest to people is
it kind of varies, man. It depends on your portfolio.
Because if you were making $10,000 a month, $500 is nothing to you. You could probably save $3,000 a month, live off of 7, live a great lifestyle on 7, and invest $3 grand a month. $3 grand a month.
Listen to this, man. Listen to it.
So let's go 36,000. $6 million, guys. So what does it look like if you do $3 grand a month for 30 years on $6 million? You live off the interest. You're gonna be retired living on $240,000 a year without touching any of your capital. You could spend 300 grand if you want to. Who cares? That's how I want to retire. But I also don't want to retire in 30 years. What does it look like?
I wouldn't want to retire 30
at 45, so in 20 years, using this formula. And what if you start investing at 21? Whoa, now you're at 3.3 million. You're gonna be living on $132,000 a year at 45 years old without touching any of your capital. So I'm just showing that to you guys because there's definitely ways to retire in 10 years, depending on the work that you put in, what you invest in. You buy real estate, for example, or you open businesses, for example, and you set up systems. You can retire much earlier, but you gotta have money to be able to do that. And then once you're able to do that, like they say, the first million is the easiest to get. After that, it becomes a little bit easier, That's, to me, why it's important to get to six figures in 2021. And that's what this video is about. So for me, this is the formula that I teach everybody, and I feel like it'll work for everyone, no matter where you live. You might get different different results depending on where you live. I know one of the famous things that people like to say is, but Chris, demographics matter, where you live matter. If you live in a small town, it's going to be hard to get to six figures, which is true. So move to a little bit of a bigger town. If you want to get to six figures and you live in a town that's population 800, 1,000, 2,000, I would go
if you're
look
restricted,
for
man,
the
find a way to get yourself out of that restriction. Don't just blame something, man.
But I do think that most places in the United States, especially on the East Coast, one of the biggest trends I feel like in barbering right now is raising your prices. So much so that you got guys who don't have clientele raising their prices. The famous saying is, charge what you're worth. If you believe you're worth more, then charge it. The problem is that no other business runs that way. Every other business needs metrics, needs data to determine what their prices should be. Economics 101 teach you supply and demand. If the marketplace, in my opinion, isn't telling you you're worth $50, then don't go to $50. All you're going to do,
that's very true.
You're going to slow down your trajectory to that six figures you want to get to. Why do that? And so for me, what I teach people is charge the market value of a haircut. If in your town, the average haircut is $12, charge $12. Put yourself in an even playing field and then focus on your craft. Get nice at cutting hair, get efficient at cutting hair, work on your customer service, make sure you're professional, get a booking app so that you can start booking people. These are the things that you gotta work on while you're building your clientele at a decent price. And once you start getting, you're gonna notice it. You're gonna wake up in the morning and be like, damn, I'm fully booked. It's Wednesday. You're gonna wake up in the morning, damn, I'm fully booked, and I got people texting me, can I squeeze them in? Then you're gonna start waking up in the morning and your whole week is booked out. And you got people texting you if you could squeeze them in sometime this week. Not this day, but sometime this week. That's when it starts feeling really good. That's when you start feeling like the marketplace is telling me I'm the man right now or the woman right now. It's okay to go through that process, man. And it's so fulfilling when you go through that process. It makes you feel good. Then it gets interesting because all of a sudden you start having customers.
Let me tell you guys something, man. A lot of people want to get rich now, bro. They don't want to take the journey, bro. They just be like, oh, I want to be a millionaire. I want it now. I want to do it now. So they're scattering for ways how to get it right now that they're losing the big picture, man. You don't just get $1 million like that, man. You just don't. You know, how many people do you know make it to the NFL? You know what I mean? You know, how many people make it a year just automatically blow up? I'm not saying don't do it, you guys. If that's your passion, go for it, man. But I'm just saying so many people I know are trying to find a way to get rich like this. And the fact of the matter is that's not really how life works, man. You got to grind. You got to figure out how. The more you know how, the more secure you're ever going to be, man. A lot of people that get rich like this fumble it, man. I seen a video on Big Blends. I might throw it in here, man. They fumble it, man. They fumble it. Enjoy the process, man. Enjoy the process. You're gonna enjoy it, bro. One day you're gonna make $5,000 a month, and it's gonna feel great, bro. And then you're gonna start making 10. You're gonna be like, oh shit, you're gonna grow, man. That process is there, bro. But figure out how to do it. Don't just sit there and try to find a way to do it quick. Not a lot of people want to go through that process, and that's why not a lot of people get rich. And I don't like that term. If you guys, any of you guys know me, because it's not a good term for me. But wealthy, I'm gonna say wealthy, man. A lot of people want to get wealthy. If you want to get wealthy, you got to put in work for it. It's simple as that.
Customers that start asking you, yo, Chris, how come you haven't raised your prices, man? It's so hard to get in, bro. This is my reply. Let's lock you in, recurring appointment. Now you start getting booked out like crazy, and people start locking in their spots, and they need that spot. At that point, you know it's time to raise your prices, I feel like. And I wouldn't raise your prices a little bit. When you're thinking about raising this price, your goal is to lose 20%. I know that sounds crazy, because here's what happens. If you're doing 80 haircuts a week, and you lose 20% of them, so now you're down to 64 clients. You were at $20. You went up 30. So 64 times 30 is 1920 a week. Let's say you only work 50 weeks out of the year instead of 52 because you take vacation or you get sick. You're almost at 100,000. You're almost at a six figure. But when you were at 80 clients, you were cutting their hair for 20 bucks. Look at this, times 50. Ooh, so you lost 20% of your clients and you still made $20,000
more. You're gonna lose 20% of your clientele and you still gain more money.
To 23 because they're so scared. You go to 25 and you only lose 5% of your client. What was the point? Because what you're gonna do is slow down the trajectory of you getting to the highest possible price that you can charge in your area. What I want you to do is I want you to get to that maximum price, and every city has a different price. But let's say your maximum price is 40 and you go from 15 and you go $5 increments, guys. It's going to take you years to get to your max price. If you're at $20 right now, I would bump up to at least 30 for a haircut.
This is where I learned
36,
it off of, man. This
35,
is exactly
38, 40
like I said, I watched the video before.
That'll give you an idea. If you drop past 20%, so let's say you're at 80 clients and you lose 40%, 32, that's about 48 clients you have left. At 30 bucks, 1440 times 50 is 72,000 versus the 80,000 you were making before if you would stay at 20. It's around the same number, but you're still giving yourself a shot to build clientele that year and fill those spots up with clients.
And any barbers that are out there, bro, you gotta understand this mindset.
What I could tell you is probably over a dozen barbers just last year in 2020 raised their prices at headlines. Most of them not only kept all their clients, but probably grew their clientele just a couple months later. You do this once a year, or let's say you go up in price, you lose 20% of your clients. A year later, you're back at 100%. I would look towards raising your prices again. And I would do it by $10 again. So now you go from 30 to 40. But let's say you focus on building your clientele first. Let's be more realistic here. 80 clients. On average, you're gonna make 25 bucks because you got haircut and beards, which costs more. You get tips. So on average, you're gonna make 25 bucks times 50. You had 100 grand by focusing on volume. By focusing on volume. A lot of people, man, a lot of people. You guys can do that, man. I know you're gonna feel like, damn, I'm working hard, I'm grinding, but that's the point. It's the sacrifice for a season of your life. When you're no longer building, I don't want you to really have regrets. I want you to be able to take your kids to school, pick them up from school, you know, go to the games, that type of thing. That's another reason why making as much money as you can on an annual basis matter, and doing it smarter.
As young as possible,
too.
man.
Taxes,
the younger you are, bro, the more important this is, man. Because at the end of your life,
because of write-offs and stuff like that, you still made $90,000, $85,000. You're still making really good money, and you're still able to save a bunch of money towards retirement while living comfortably. But let's say you raise this price to 30 and you keep all 80, because 9 times out of 10, that's what happens when you follow this formula. Our average ticket is going to be 35. So let's go back to 80 times 35, all right, times 50. That's $140,000, guys. Even if you pay 30 grand in taxes, 40 grand in taxes, which is not what you're gonna pay. Structure your business entity right. That's why I want you guys to watch that tax video.
Which I did, by the way. I watched that video.
A lot less.
Shit, bro, I be watching so much.
Let's say out of that 140, you're at 120 grand that you keep. Guys, it can get interesting. And then let's say you finally get to that $40 mark. You don't want to do 80 haircuts every week anymore. You want to do 60. What is that, 15 haircuts a day times 50? Look, you're still making 6 figures. Let's say you get to $50 and you don't want to do 60 haircuts. You want to work 3 days a week now. In those 3 days, you're going to do 15 haircuts. So 45 haircuts. But you're at $50 now, a cut. And let's say the average tip is only $5. You're doing 45 haircuts times 55 times 50. You're making 6 figures working 3 days a week, guys. This is where it gets interesting. But let's say you're a young bull, you ain't got no kids, no family, no responsibilities, and you want to keep grinding. You get to $50 and you're still doing 80 haircuts a week. Look at this, guys. Look at this, guys. It gets interesting. It gets really interesting. You won't be able to see that, and you won't be able to see that quickly if you don't follow this formula, I feel like. We're talking strictly haircuts. This is the formula I'm gonna follow. We're not talking about product sales. We're not talking about investing into things. If this doesn't excite you to get to 6 figures and to at least try this formula, if you're not there yet, I don't know what will. But let's summarize. If the most haircuts you can do in a week with the current schedule you have is 80 haircuts, you're not booked. You're not doing 70 to 80 haircuts a week. It doesn't have to be 70. It just needs to be where you feel like you're booked. If you're not there yet, don't raise your prices. Focus on getting booked. If your prices are too high, I don't know, bring it to market value. Once you get booked, then you raise your prices by 10 bucks. If you're doing $5 haircuts, raise it to 10. Don't raise it to 15. Then you see what the reaction is like. You don't call your clients and say, I'm sorry, I'm raising my prices. It needs to be exciting. And so the message should be, hey guys, I just want to thank you guys for all the support. This has been my best year ever. Because of it, my boss or the barbershop has given me a raise. I can't thank you guys enough for all the support. Boom. If one of your clients respond with, damn, I can't afford that, boom, 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 it's okay. The messaging was, thank you for the support. This is a big deal. I got a raise. Everybody wants a raise. Everybody wants to be congratulated. They just don't want it to come from their pockets. But at the end of the day, it's 10 bucks. And what ends up happening, guys, most clients stay. And that $10 times 80 turns into substantial income for yourself. But you got to make it an exciting thing. And if you're in a place where your team around you won't help you make it an exciting thing, talk behind your back and tell clients he's charging too much, that's not the place you want to be working at. You want to be
I
working
haven't
at a
worked at a
place that
barbershop
gets
yet, so
excited
I don't
for
know
you
that,
as well. That's how I've done it, man. And then you get to raise your prices, and you can get to that six-figure mark easy. You raise your prices, you'll be well above six figures. Then you can start looking at, am I going to cut back a little bit, or should I keep grinding, because the more I grind, the faster I can get to this number. Now we're talking about lowering the expected retirement age, because you kept working and you kept stacking, you kept putting more contribution. You're making 200 grand a year, you're going to contribute 60,000 a year, you'll be retired by 35. And this is if you're doing conventional investing. There's a whole nother world of investing that you can get into that will get you here even faster, guys. Anyway, six-figure income 2021. I hope this video helped. It's definitely one of those topics that don't get a lot of views on YouTube. It's not YouTube algorithm friendly for my channel. It's you in 2021 and you ready to get it, bro. I would definitely look into investing into myself with the academy. Link is in the description. It's $20 a month, guys. You can write it off and get on this plan, man. And let's get you to easy six figures in 2021. So with that being said, guys, we drop content.
Let me tell you guys, the reason why this is so important is really just because of the fact that every single one of y'all got the opportunity to do it, man. Not one of us is restricted. Not one of us. And I know some of you are going to be like, oh, it's too competitive. It's too saturated. So many people, I want to be barbers. So many people are barbers. How am I going to get booked, man? Bro, there's room for everyone, man. There's room for everybody. You know how many people are on this earth? I think like, what, 1.5 billion or I think even 3 billion. I don't know exactly the number, man, but I know it's so crazy, man. And even half of those were guys, man. 1.5 billion, bro. No matter how many barbers are out there, I promise you not everybody could cut every single one of them. It's crazy to think about. And you got to remember that those people come back every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever it is for them, they come back. So stop thinking that way, man. Start figuring out how you're going to get booked. You know, start doing these things to get booked and stop blaming something else, because as long as you're blaming something else for the reason why you're not being where you want to be, you feel like you have no control. And the fact of the matter is you do. You have complete control over how much you make. That's the great thing about barbering, bro. If you're a slow, you're lazy and all that stuff, you're not gonna make a lot of money. But if you grind, dog, and you know where to go and how to make these things happen and have conversations with the right people and talk to these people, get more people, start marketing and all this stuff, you're gonna make money, bro. You're gonna make money, and shoot, that's how you're gonna get financially free. I don't really like that term either because it's something very specific, but you know, you're gonna be able to retire whenever you want. You know, so for me, man, I love cutting hair, bro. At some point, I'm gonna retire, and I probably will still cut hair. I will probably still cut hair. I'll probably do it for free, man, because so it's one of those things that you really gotta understand, that you can really control the life you want, man. If you want this outrageous great life, bro, you can definitely do it within the barber industry. I wouldn't let anybody try to stop you, man. I know some people that they make $1,000 a day, bro. 20 cuts, $50 a cut. Do the easy math, man, and they make more than a whole band a day, bro. And you do the math, you work 5 days, man. That's like $240,000 just cutting hair behind a chair. So you have to really, really, really evaluate it, man. Like, what is it that you want? What is it that you want? How to get there, man? Hope you guys took something from this, man. Like I said, I've watched this before, man. I've kind of studied the rhythm of it. I've kind of really put as much and try to implicate it in my way of running my business, so that I can grow. And I wanted to share it with you guys just because a lot of you guys are like new barbers just like me, or some of you guys are already probably established and trying to figure out how to get to where you want to get to. And some of you guys might be like, it's not that easy, bro, but it's as easy as you want to make it. You know what I mean? I know people are going to be like, it's not easy to get booked, and it isn't. I'm not going to say by any means is it, because I know. Right now, like I said earlier, man, I'm making basically nothing right now. I'm at that beginning stage of every barber's career where they're still in barber school and they're trying to gain their clientele. I'm in that position right now. And like I said, I'm going to make another video when I'm there so I can show you guys maybe how long it took me, how did I get there, what did I do, all that other little stuff, to hopefully make this an updated version to help you and give you my experiences. But I know absolutely sure that I will do it. And so this is going to be a very positive review, in the sense that like I'm gonna be able to give you guys more information. Right now I haven't done it yet, so it's my journey to get there. Once I get there, I'll make an updated version. But I hope by the time I get there, so many of you guys are already there or as close, really, really close to. Hey, I'm gonna take this out of my ear. Y'all don't even know, man. I spent like 10 minutes, bro, looking for my AirPods so I could make this reaction video. But this video is getting kind of long, man. I don't want to, waste too much time in your guys' day. I hope you guys have a great rest of your guys' day. Like I said before, it's too bling, and I'll catch y'all in the next video, man. Peace.